Hello and welcome to Boatrek Live. My name is PJ, and today I'm going to talk about a couple of articles. First up, we have an article from Trek Movie. Star Trek Picard renewed for Season 2 with Terry Matalas as showrunner, Wil Wheaton to host Aftershow. Today at the Television Critics Association Winter 2020 event, CBS talked all things Picard. Second season renewal official. In a move that should surprise no one, CBS confirmed today it has renewed Picard for a second season ahead of the first season debut. Julia McNamara, Executive Vice President of Original Content at CBS All Access, is quoted as saying, "The energy and excitement around the premiere of Star Trek Picard has reached a magnitude greater than all of us at CBS All Access could have hoped for. We're thrilled to announce plans for a second season before the series debut, and we are confident that Star Trek fans and new viewers alike will be captured by the stellar cast and creative team's meticulously crafted story when it premieres on January 23rd. Now, the second season showrunner has been named. Terry Matalas, who most recently was the creator/showrunner of the TV adaptation of 12 Monkeys, has been named as showrunner for the second season. Matalas isn't a stranger to Star Trek either. He paid his dues working as a production assistant for both Voyager and Enterprise. Wil Wheaton will host the after show, and this is the tweet Star Trek CBS sent out. "We're really happy to announce that Wil Wheaton will be the new host of The Ready Room. Watch it every Thursday after you watch Star Trek Picard for a deep dive into the latest episode." That show has not appeared on the TV schedule for CTV Sci-Fi yet. If it's not on TV, I guess it might show up on Crave afterwards in Canada. Not sure about that. And we have some Season 1 Picard cast portraits. We got Picard and his ragtag team. We got some more images here. I don't want to leave them up too long. I don't know if I'm allowed to show these or not. Some more images there. So the show looks very good. Visually, it just looks great. The next article is from Variety. How Star Trek TV series will tie into the movies and each other. The picture of how the Star Trek creative galaxy will interconnect on TV and in the movies became clearer at the TCA Winter Press Tour on Sunday, and the short answer is not very much. At the panel on Sunday for Star Trek Picard, executive producers Alex Kurtzman and Heather Caden said that there are three Star Trek shows that will stream on CBS All Access this year. Picard on January 23rd, Season 3 of Star Trek Discovery in the second half of the year, and the new animated comedy Star Trek Lower Decks from Rick and Morty head writer Mike McMahon. Will link up in the spirit of Star Trek, but not in the respective stories. I think what's important is that all shows are connected because they're ultimately Trek, says Caden, who stressed that each show carries a distinct voice and style. After the panel, Kurtzman told Variety that viewers can expect little references to story points between different series, but nothing more substantial, at least at this point. I want to interject. I think that's excellent. I don't want there to be tie-ins between the series. I want them to be their own thing. This is for TV, we're in a very experimental stage, so it's good to do different things and not exactly have to link them up, so that's great. I'll continue reading the article. I only want to do that kind of thing if there's a really good reason to do it, not just to do it because we can, Kurtzman said. He noted, for example, that Discovery and Picard currently take place in wildly different timelines that span almost 1,000 years. There's obviously a lot of precedent in the Star Trek universe for people in different timelines to merge, but again, we have to have a damn good reason to do it, he added, so we're taking it slow. We're being methodical and deliberate. Kurtzman and Caden are overseeing a galaxy's worth of Star Trek or TV content in the Viacom CBS pipeline. Along with Picard, Discovery, and Lower Decks, which received a Season 2 order, a Discovery spin-off featuring Michelle Yeoh's character Philippa Georgiou is in active development, and Kurtzman and Caden are also overseeing a Trek animated series for Nickelodeon. Kurtzman declined to elaborate on the status of possible Trek series set at Starfleet Academy and involving the iconic Trek villain Khan Noonien Singh. We are actively developing a lot of things right now. is all Kurtzman would allow, but there's some really exciting things on the horizon. Maybe a Pike show? I don't know. Maybe a Pike show. A lot of people want that. Kurtzman's comments come at a time when several studios are sorting out how their biggest franchises should cross-pollinate between film, TV, and streaming. Disney's efforts are by far the most ambitious, integrating several different Star Wars movies and films within the Marvel Cinematic Universe into nearly a dozen separate series on Disney+. By contrast, Warner Media has thus far chosen to have its DC Comics feature films and TV series operate within respective and quite separate creative universes. And Amazon appears to be avoiding the issue entirely by setting its wildly ambitious series based on J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings thousands of years before the events of The Hobbit or The Fellowship of the Ring. Star Trek, meanwhile, is suddenly the beneficiary of the reunification of CBS, which held the Trek TV rights, and Paramount, which held the Trek movie rights, with the merger of Viacom and CBS. But in the Picard panel, Kurtzman avoided addressing whether that could mean the Trek shows will make their way back into the big screen. The ink has just dried on the merger, he said. The beauty of what we get to do now is the line between movies and television is really gone. Kurtzman noted that he first began working on Trek by co-writing and producing 2009's Star Trek and 2013's Star Trek Into Darkness. It would be lovely to go back to the movies, he said, but I want to be sure if we do anything like that, we do it for the right reasons. The Trek features have remained stalled since 2016 Star Trek Beyond, a film reuniting Chris Pine's Captain James T. Kirk and Chris Hemsworth's version of Kirk's father from 2000. What? Okay, I read that wrong. A film reuniting Chris Pine's Captain James T. Kirk with Chris Hemsworth's version of Kirk's father from 2009 Star Trek fell apart when director S.J. Clarkson and Quentin Tarantino recently dialed down expectations that his mysterious, long-in-the-works Trek movie would ever get made. Last November, however, Noah Hawley, FX's Fargo and Legion, signed on to write and direct a new Star Trek movie, which he suggested to the Hollywood Reporter would feature a brand new cast, and I think that's the absolute best thing to do. Start fresh, new cast, new ship, new adventures. Don't revisit things we already know and seen before. It does appear that, at least superficially, Kurtzman has played a role in that film. When Variety asked him if he'd been in touch with Holly, he nodded. We just emailed the other day, he said. About Trek? Yeah, we did talk about it, Kurtzman said before moving on. His expression was so neutral, one could almost mistake him for a Vulcan. Yeah, so, I believe that's it. So I just wanted to read those two articles and just get the news out there in case you didn't know that this, I believe, is a good thing, not really connecting the series, and if there's going to be a new film, it not being connected to the TV projects, I'm fine with that at this point. Originally, I wanted everything to connect when the merger happened, but if Noah Hawley is going to go in a different direction and recapture the classic spirit of Star Trek, which fans desperately need right now, we don't need amped up, jacked up action in these what are supposed to be thoughtful sci-fi films. So anyway, I just want to thank you for watching this video today, and live long and prosper.